Hello, we are live in what has been a controversial Clasico, of course, but one that has given us a lot to talk about too, in a fantastic open first half with interesting decisions by Ronald Koeman that sadly have not been backed up by the result, but they were brave decisions, and a Real Madrid that were effective while Barcelona had chances and could have taken the Clasico, but they didn't. So I've got a few minutes because I've got the machine here, as you can see, ready for 5 Live to give me a call. When they do, I'll say goodbye. But where to start? Got my notes here. First of all, the lineups. Quite clearly to have Ansu Fati as a number 9 and Pedri, especially in the lineup for Barcelona, meant that Koeman doesn't look at age or importance or fame. So he decided that Ansu Fati was the number 9. By the way, you see him as a winger, as a professional player, coming inside and being very effective in the box. But he has been all his career 9. So the idea, of course, was to make runs into the box that people could find, be involved in the build-up, and just give energy to the team up front. And Pedri was going to play on the right-hand side, did play on the right-hand side, with Coutinho more towards the left and Messi behind the striker. So basically this was a decision based on form, on what they can add. Griezmann on the bench. And I wished, in a way, I'm not a Barcelona fan, I'm not a Madrid fan, and I'm a Middlesbrough United fan, but in a way I wished it had worked for Ronald Koeman because he backed his words. He did say, I don't care if the young, as long as they give me what I need, I'll play them, and he exactly did that. 4-2-3-1, the formation it was. I don't think it was the wrong formation for what Koeman is trying to do, and I would say for an hour it worked. What I'm saying by that is that 4-2-3-1 allows, divides the team into 2 really, the 5 defending generally, or the 4 defending, and the 4 or 5 that are attacking. And as long as there is fluidity in the movements, for instance, and we saw that a lot, with Ansu Fati dropping deep, with Messi coming wide, with Coutinho coming inside, the fullbacks, especially Alba, until he just couldn't run anymore, was a big threat in wide areas, which meant that Coutinho came inside and Messi was looking at the arrivals of Alba. When all that works, it's fantastic football. But we're still early in a process that means that everybody knows where everybody is. And Koeman risked all by putting those players in, knowing that the harmony is not there yet. But so you've got that in the lineup. The other lineup is, of course, everybody's waiting for Marco Asensio to become the Marco Asensio that we thought he would be before his injuries. And I think the one with the biggest hope is Zidane. So Zidane gave him the chance to start. Obviously, Vinicius and Benzema had to start as well. And the rest of the team was more or less as expected, with Modric, who had lost 12 passes against Cádiz in the first half only, in the previous game that they lost at the Alfredo Di Stéfano, was on the bench. So that's the lineup. And the goals in the first 10 minutes, everything happened. Well, 2 goals happened. And it happened for 2 or 3 reasons. One, you had the key offensive players of both sides dropping deep and finding themselves in space. Benzema and first, and Messi as well. Benzema drove with the ball because there was a space in front of him, and saw the run of Valverde. That's the other thing that happened. Valverde and as you would see, Alba in the second goal of Barcelona running in behind. So the teams were active, switched on. It was wonderful to see. And so Benzema sees Valverde. Benzema, who finds the ball between the lines, and basically no centre back follows Benzema, which should have. And then the run of Valverde gets found. And in the second goal, minute 8 still, you had Alba doing that run. You had Messi, who had space as well with the ball, giving him the ball, and Ansu Fati arriving before, I think it was Sergio Ramos. for the 1-1. Ansu Fati, who by the way has scored 13 goals in 20 shots on target. It's just unbelievable what he's doing, Ansu Fati, 17-year-old. So there was a lot of that. There was runs in behind, there was movement of the forwards, there was good counterattacks from Real Madrid, but all in all, it seemed a very open game, partly because those teams don't defend very well. And there was no midfield, it was almost box to box. So from minute 22 to minute 23 required two magnificent saves from Courtois and from Neto. You could see a Messi that was very active, defending deep and linking up, wanting the ball. The game was played to what Messi wanted, and it was actually working very well for Barcelona. It was a very flexible front four for Barcelona in the first half. So that's the first half. Second half, what time is it? Because they're supposed to ring me at, what time is it? Oh, I've got 10 more minutes. So, in the second half, again, key moment for me, and I know the focus is going to be in the VAR decision, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But chance of Ansu Fati, minute 51. Messi wanted the ball near the penalty spot as he was running towards the goal, but Ansu Fati should, and it was very, very close. With Serginho Dest that was magnificent on the right-hand side. And I think Messi's starting to, because he normally, when he gets the ball, he looks at the left-hand side to see where Alba is. But Serginho Dest has made good runs. That means that gives the opportunity to Messi to offer that ball to the Dani Alves, the new Dani Alves, if you like. A fullback that matters and can run in behind, and that has got basically pace and quality. Then there was a header of Coutinho, minute 53. So Daryl, this was one of the chances that Coutinho had, and after that, and after the what's going to happen a few months later, you didn't see much more of Coutinho, but he was good. But he should have converted that one, and another chance that he had in the penalty spot. There were a lot of Real Madrid players, but shoot and hit one of the players of Real Madrid. So two clear chances before the controversial moment. It's the Clasico, it had to be one. Minute 60, ball thrown to the box. Can't remember if it was a corner or a free kick now. But Lenglet holds the shirt of Ramos. Why does he do that? Because he doesn't get penalized. These things don't get punished. They don't get punished. But they are a foul. It is a penalty. Niraj, you're right in that Koeman subbed 5 players in 80th minute. He should have done earlier, but we'll get to that. VAR. Those don't get given. When VAR started in the first season, you got 3 penalties given for holding shirts and none others. Does that mean that's not a foul? It is a foul. Was it a good opportunity for referees to remind everybody that it's a foul and that you're not supposed to do that? Maybe. But certainly from the moment that VAR tells the referee you have to look at this, another thing would be, was it a clear and obvious situation that VAR should have intervened? Is a penalty? Perhaps yes. I know Barcelona fans are saying it was never a penalty. Lenglet holds the shirt of Ramos. The fact that it wasn't given in 815 games, it was given 3 times before this one. Just 3 times. Doesn't mean it isn't. Doesn't mean it isn't. It's a penalty. It's a foul. Obviously, Ramos makes a big deal out of it. And then the penalty has to get given from the moment that VAR intervenes. Barcelona fans are upset because it gets given. And they say, why does it get given now and not before? Not few other times. Betis even has put a tweet out saying, well, this happened in our box and it wasn't given. Yes, they can be upset because it wasn't given, but not because it isn't. It is a penalty, and it's absolutely, as Funkmaster is saying, it was a penalty silly from Lenglet. So, that's minute 60. And after that, I expected changes from Koeman. New energy was needed, new solutions were needed. I thought that Pedri was, even though he's a top player, look, Koeman has actually said the penalty has been decisive. The penalty has been decisive, and he doesn't understand VAR. Disappointing from Koeman, who already, after losing against Getafe, the first thing he said is that Neon said things to me. It sounds to me like excuses. No need. Talk about your team and what has happened. But obviously, it will divide Spain, because people will say it wasn't a penalty, but others say, well, it is. But the changes of Koeman came in minute 79. Trincao, Dembélé and Griezmann came on for Pedri, Ansu Fati and Busquets. Late. In my eyes, late. And the dynamic had changed. Real Madrid, who they will win the game because they were much more solidary, so they helped each other, were more generous with the effort, the lines were closer, there was more intensity, something that we hadn't seen against Cadiz and certainly against Shakhtar Donetsk. Then the chances came really for Real Madrid. Minute 85, cross, needed a double save of Neto. Lucas Vázquez, who had a good game, stopped Messi a couple of times as he was defending, but then also assisted cross for those two chances, double chance. And then as well, he stole the ball for the next chance, Ramos, and put the cross to Ramos, a header that Neto had to intervene to. This is happening, minute 85, 86, and 3 minutes later, 89, Modric scores the third goal. So Hadi Ahmed, he says, I like the combinations from Real Madrid, but we failed to convert a lot of chances in front of goal. You must be a Barcelona fan, and absolutely agree with you. Barcelona had the opportunity to win it in the first half an hour of the second half, and in the first half too, and it didn't happen. And I know we're going to talk about referee, but I just thought that I'll put that out there, that Real Madrid were more efficient. All Real Madrid, you know. Ranabir, just a quick one. Maradona has returned after his first Scudetto win. No, he's still celebrating his first Scudetto win, and is the book that I'm writing. And I think I'll leave him there until the international break for another 10 days. But I'm about to finish it, and it will be out. It will be what's the word? The deadline will be met, which is at the end of December. Anyway, let's hear some of the things that you're saying. Daniel Saunders, Koeman play Coutinho in the wrong place. I disagree with you. I think Coutinho has to be played left and center left, if you like, as well. He's not a winger, but as long as you've got Alba, he can come inside and become one of those players that link up in the middle. And he did that very well for an hour. I do think so. It's just that after an hour, I think Barcelona needed new energy, and Koeman reacted a little bit late. Would he say that in the press conference? We will know later. Hankler Sachs says, well, it was a great game. Lenglet was stupid for giving away a penalty. I agree with you. Barca lost control when they took off Busquets. Maybe. You're absolutely right in that there was less control, but also it was what the game needed it. Because Real Madrid were kind of compact in the middle, and they needed to break. They needed to create something. What else? Hello from Malaysia. That's a long way. Muxris. What about Messi's penalty and Messi being overlooked by Fati lately, and the young ignore Messi's run? Right. 3 interesting things, guys. The first one, not a penalty, because Casemiro steps on the ball and takes the ball away. And then it's the clash that happens after. That's my opinion. Messi overlooked by Fati. Well, Fati does one thing. He does miss that pass in that chance that he's got at the beginning of the second half. But he also runs sometimes in the area where you see Messi running too sometimes. But that's good. That's good that he feels that he's had the confidence to do that, and why not? To offer something else, something give Barcelona, make them less predictable. Doesn't think overlooks him, but gives another chance to Barcelona. What else are you saying? Steve Crown, I think Koeman should have substituted Pedri earlier with Trincao, possibly. I think Pedri was a little bit maybe overawed by the whole game. Not a lot happened down his wing. It was a lot of attacks down the left, where Alba had a lot of influence. Messi was linking up with that side as well, and of course Coutinho in there. So, and of Messi, says Michel 10. Really, I wouldn't just kill him so early. He's got still a lot to give. This was not Messi's fault. In fact, the first half he was very, very good. This is the last Clasico of Messi at the Camp Nou, Dario Ledworth is asking. I hope not, but we don't know. I think he's going to stay, but who knows? It depends on what happens next with Barcelona and what will happen with the elections that will take place very soon. If the board resigns next week, as some suspect, or even if that doesn't happen, if the vote of no confidence succeeds, you may see a new board in January, February, or otherwise in March when the elections are called up. But then they will want to convince Messi, I'm sure. Rogerio is saying, well, we always do late subs. That's Barcelona. Really surprising, because he had a lot of options to change the game, and you could see after the goal, the Real Madrid goal, that the dynamic had changed a little bit, and Real Madrid started feeling comfortable. They needed something else, something different. But actually, the chances came for Real Madrid. So that was my Clasico. I thought I want to share that with you. Now I'm just gonna refresh my mind and be ready for Radio 5 Live. I'm ready, if you're watching, and talk to them about some of the things that I've seen on the Clasico. Thank you very much for watching, and subscribe if you haven't, because there will be more action happening here regularly, as you know, with Ask Guillem on Mondays, Tuesdays, and interviews that I'll be doing a couple of weeks. There is one very good one with Cesc Fabregas, and a new format that I'm going to do these interviews on. Plus, remember the Pew Football Podcast. If you haven't subscribed yet, have a look. I think that you are one of those fans and studious people of football. You may enjoy that, because they're calm conversations about deep issues within football. Okay, that's it. See you later. Bye. Now, how do I finish this? This is when you laugh at me. Oh, I know.